Namaste, brothers and sisters, this is Jen and I'm just making this video because I just wanted to connect with everyone and say, like, I'm sorry that I have been a little bit quiet on the video making front recently, and you know, what with all the Christmas spirit and all that's been going on with this absolutely amazing holiday season that we are all in, and yeah, and I'm just like really super grateful to have the opportunity to, well, basically Spirit was like, Jen, you have to make a video. You've got to make a video, and we all need a bit of an update about what is actually going on energetically. And yeah, I'm just really inspired with what I'm observing in my 3D holographic matrix reality, because that's what it is. It's what, you know, my reality is what I create and what I perceive. And you know, and that is always continuously aligning with this fifth dimensional Christ itself timeline. And yeah, and I'm just really noticing how that timeline, excuse me, I think this is going to make a video.
Oh, sorry.
I just cut that bit. Now stay, brothers and sisters. Anyway, yeah, so basically just come forward right now to share with you what I'm perceiving, and like, you know, and in a way, I mean, like, we all have our own perceptions of like where we stand within the evolutionary collective you know, trajectory, and I'm often quite aware of that, of, you know, my position within that. And so what I'm observing in my reality is very often indicative of what is really going on within the actual collective, and I've really noticed that. And I don't know, it's hard to put it into words, but so what I am seeing is that there are absolutely huge shifts going on, and the thing is, we've done the work. Like Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, we've done the work. That's the message. And now it's showtime. And that was the message I brought forth, you know, previously, was that it was all a dress rehearsal. Everything up to this point was a dress rehearsal for this. For it's showtime, it's 2018, it's showtime, it's like, you know, twin soul union, marriage, recognition. Like, it's showtime, brothers and sisters. And what's really amazing is that we've done the work, and my life is an absolute 100% direct reflection of that. Like, the universe, and in such a miraculous way that you wouldn't even imagine that like God would be that great as to create what is actually going on in my own reality. You know, so, and it just shows that like energetically something has shifted within the matrix, and really Divine Feminine, we have done the work, and we are still doing the work because we are committed to showing up and remembering who we are, that we are goddesses. We are goddesses, and we have come forth to be awakened to the knowing of that we are mother, we are beloved, we are sister, we are nurturer, we are protector, we are guardian. You know, we are teacher, we are way shower, and stepping up as that. And that's what it's all about, sisters. We've remembered we are doing the work. Yeah, and that's it. And like, that's what 2018 is about, continuing to make those choices, to be grateful. So simple. Like, just be grateful, be enlightened. Yeah, it really is as simple as that. Because gratitude is a choice. Like, despite your ego mind, despite, you know, all of the like trauma of the past, like, you're choosing to focus your awareness on something other than not that, for a start. And just in that choice, like, you are released from the shackles of identification with the 3D matrix, just in the recognition of that choice. You know, that's why gratitude is so powerful, because it is a choice. You're saying, I no longer choose to be a victim of my, you know, of my thoughts and of my fears. You're saying, you know, that's still going on. No one's saying that 3D consciousness, and it's still going on for me all the time, constantly, that 3D consciousness. But what I have remembered is that it's very easy for me to just choose to not dwell on that and in that place, And actually, like in that moment, maybe where there's an affliction, or where there's, you know, there's a trigger, you know, to be aware that there's a freedom of choice. That's the primary thing. You have a choice. Like, where do you focus your attention right now? You know, and we're so hooked into the 3D identification, you know, but the whole point of liberation, this is a reminder to all of us, particularly the divine feminine who are stepping up now, is the remembrance that it's ultimately, it is a choice. It is a choice whether to choose to focus on the positive or the negative, quite simply. And we've all been, you know, following the choice of the negative, and it's got everyone in a state of separation, illness, fear, pain, like suffering, like you know. So that's where I was like, you know, I got to this place on my own journey where I had that realization of like, oh my God, it was a choice. It had always been a choice, all of it, you know. And then I was like, when I realized that, I was like, oh, oh, I have to choose it. What, I have to do something? What is that? That's just not it. Just like, sorry, you know, I have to do something. And my ego self was like, yep. Myself was like, yep. And God, everyone in the whole entire universe was like, yep. This is not a passive process. This is not just you sitting on your bum going, oh yeah, I'm enlightened and like, you know, all is well. It's an active choice. It's an active choice in every day and in every moment, despite your ego mind, despite its script, its narrative, its story, like, you know, all that happened in the past and the perception of what happened in the past, like, you know, the story, like, you know, we've all just been absolutely duped to identify with that. And quite frankly, that is one version of reality. That's one version. No one's saying that version doesn't exist, but that's one version. And what this whole like awakening process is all about is, remember, there's not just one version of reality, because we live in a multi-dimensional field of consciousness, of infinite number of timelines, parallel timelines, past, present, future. All time converges into one, because we are beings of choice. That's it. Like, choose it. And no one's saying that's easy. Like, a lot of the time it's easy when you really have, you know, realised, oh, the other way didn't work. I gave it my best shot. It just didn't work. You know, when you get to that point, you're like, right, I've got to try this other way of focusing on the positive. And, you know, and yeah, like at those times, your egoic consciousness, like, you know, start to have a little battle. It's like, come on then, what, you really, you know, and you have to face that. And you have to realise that voice, that consciousness will always be there. Like, that is your little human ego identity self. And it's beautiful, and it's glorious, and it's holy, and it's kissable, and cuddleable, and divine. Like, you know, but it's one aspect. It's one aspect of the multidimensional avatar being that you are, that I am. So, like, you know, and we've all been programmed to just think we're that. And we're not. Honestly, I swear, we're not. We're multidimensional. Literally. Of course we are. Like, you know, what happens after death? Return home to our higher self, to our multidimensionality, to the one self. We are one. Like, we're all one, and we're all fragments, identical, but also individual fragments of that diamond. That is the creator. That is ourself, and we are all one. And it's a great big fat joke. Life's a joke. Like, we're all one. Like, you know, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. What this, you know, the Leela, the 3D Leela. Look at it. So, but that 3D Leela and the ridiculousness of it is what, forces us to awaken. And remember that we have to choose it. We have to make choices to instead identify with that story and with that narrative. And we need to choose to focus on gratitude. Focus on that which we are grateful for. Count our blessings. Or just even be aware that we have a choice. That's basically it. Just realise, and that's the thing, it's like it's gripped everyone. But it's not really, there isn't really grip. Like, you're choosing to be gripped. You're choosing. There's no grip. There's no grip, except what you are choosing to be gripped to. Do you know what I'm saying? 2018 is the year of spiritual awakening, of spiritual uprising, and the way showers, it is really, really time now to step up in your mastery, because we are on the verge of an en masse spiritual awakening, and it is happening, it is predestined, and we have done the work. I promise you we have done the work to align on that timeline. And I'm looking at this, and yeah, 11/11, boom shakalaka harigari, boom. So there is a en masse spiritual awakening that is, being activated within the field of many of our brothers and sisters. So yes, so it's time for us, the way showers, to step up and claim our mastery and choose our mastery. It's not like a case of some, like I thought, oh well, I'll wait, and then maybe if I'm lucky, like Archangel Michael will like manifest into the 3D form and say, Jen, everything's all right, we've got ya, and here's your crown. And I was waiting my whole life for this something to awaken. And then I realised, oh my God, I had to choose it. Holy shit. No one told me. And that's why I'm reminding you. So simple. Like, you choose to focus on the positive. You choose to, when you have that moment of like getting pulled down into that spiral of that old identification, just remember you have a choice. You have a choice. Like, my personal spiritual practice that I am committed to, that has helped me the most out of every single practice I have ever done, is the practice of just stopping thinking whenever I naturally remember to do so, and just bringing my awareness to the present moment. And for me, it's an experience of just jumping off the thought train, training my mind to just practice just randomly jumping off the thought train and prioritizing resting as awareness for short moments. That is my spiritual practice. And that's been my practice since 2012, committedly, and so that's 5 years. And that, I believe, that is the highest spiritual practice that we have come here to practice, like, and it is simple. I'll be the first to admit it's simple, and but that's it, brothers and sisters. Like, that practice, and focus on gratitude. When you realise, oh my God, I have a choice. Choose to focus on the positive. That's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. And that is awakening. It's an active doing process. It's everything. It's beautiful, but it's not about sitting on your bum and doing nothing. Like, you have to change. You have to change your relationship with your your data, your mind phenomena, your emotions, like how you identify. You have to transform that identification at the root. Yeah, so brothers and sisters, that's what it's all about. So we're rising up in remembrance of who we are. Yes, we are queens. We remember that we are queens, and as we give ourselves permission through the power and the activation of choice to remember that we are queens, we activate those codes of remembrance and empowerment within our divine masculine. And now our divine masculine is stepping up, going, oh, there's nowhere else I could go. Oh, I had to find you. I knew I'd find you eventually. because we are in that vibration and we are collectively aligning with that vibration. And in that alignment with that vibration is the realization that there is not the attachment and the need for the divine masculine in the way that there previously was in previous timelines, low dimensional timelines, which you definitely had been cleaning and processing, because there's an absolute realization that I promised the divine masculine that I would remember. Like, I promised him, like, he was bricking it coming to earth, and I was like, don't worry, bruv, we've got this, I'll remember. I'm a queen, you're a king, I'll remember, I promise you, and I will never ever let him down, and that's true love. So that's what's happening. We are activating this empowerment. The empowerment is from yourself. You are the divine self. You are God incarnate. And you have to grant forth that permission to choose to be unidentified with that 3D, conditioning and thinking pattern. And this is the realm of absolute ascension, brothers and sisters, and it's really simple. I know. But, do it, and then let's all get together and go, it was really easy. Why was it so easy? God, that was, yeah. Because it's a choice. So are you choosing it? That's the question. Every day when you wake up, you have to think, oh, am I choosing it? Am I choosing it? Am I choosing it? Am I choosing to remember? And it's like, are you? For me, I'm like, I walk down the road and I'm like, oh, do you remember? I'm like, yeah, I remember. And I stand taller and I beam out that goddess presence. Because I choose it. I don't have to do that. I could wake up really peeved off about life. It's like, the hustle and bustle of life is activating around me, I'm a single mother that, or don't really want to put that out into the matrix field. Currently, I've had this journey with my son and all that, and, that has been very, very, very deeply, like, challenging me with the extent of how much I love my son and how that has utterly, like broken me, like, I'm broken, a broken love. So I've had to kind of go, oh my God, I'm broken love, because I haven't had that support of, like, just been this, like, this intensity and this pressure in our relationship. So yeah, I definitely have very, very intense challenges and experiences, but I still, but Finn's like, Mum, why are you so happy? Why are you always happy? And I say to him, because I choose it. Because I choose it. I remember to choose it. I was like, do you remember to choose it? Do you remember to choose it, Finn? And he's like, oh God, yeah, what a trip for him. What a trip for him having, like, having a mama who's choosing it. So he's all right. He's in good hands. Finn's in good hands, isn't he, brothers and sisters? Yes. So what's happening? What is happening is that it is all about empowerment now for all of us, and the realization that awakening and enlightenment is very, very, very simple. It's so simple, and that's why it's difficult to really, get it. But we've given up and go, okay, it is simple. It's just a choice. It's a choice. And that's it. And when you choose to, stand tall as the queen and as the king that you are, like, you don't need your beloved, like, because that's the ironic thing, isn't it? Like, it's really funny on that journey, because, like, you calling in your beloved because you want to, like, be the the manifestations of the king and the queen, but then you get to a place in your own evolutionary path and you're like, oh my God, I just had to choose it. I was like, oh, I'm the divine feminine, I just had to choose it. And then you show up in the world as you're, like, choosing it every day when you're walking down the street, whatever you're doing, like, choosing to remember that, that I'm, that radiant presence and love, and it's all really just a game. Like really, ultimately, you can choose anything. You can choose to focus on your thoughts and your emotions and like all these other sensations. Like you can choose to think there's like infinite number. But I have found a practice which frees me from that shackles of identification with that egoic blah blah. Still there. God bless it. It's still there. We have cuddles. It's all good. But God's in charge, quite frankly. The big boss is in charge. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So choosing it was a good thing. I met God. I remembered God. It was amazing. Oh, golly gosh. Brothers and sisters, I'm so honoured to be in your presence, and I was going to do a Facebook Live, and I might still do one, but yeah, big things are going on with the, basically with the alignment, with the divine masculine and feminine. And let's just speak a minute about all the planets going into Capricorn, particularly Saturn. And I know that for myself, this is a very, very huge astrological event that is taking place. And to me, it feels like the physical, earthly alignment and manifestation with the higher Christed timelines. That's what I'm getting, because it's like fifth dimensional Saturn. Because Capricorn, it's very much at home in Saturn. It's like, wow, it's been a long time going round the zodiac. Like it takes years and years for Saturn to get like back into Capricorn. And it's like, ooh. Just keeps like and then finally it gets Saturn's like it's been emotional. It's been emotional. But Saturn has arrived home in the constellation of Capricorn, and for all of us that is very, very symbolic of deep rest. Like those places of where of limitation and where we've been challenged, and where we have been identifying with the fears and the programming and the programming, man, the goddamn programming. Burn it all away. Choose to burn it all away in the violet flame. The violet flame. It's all about the violet flame in these times of Kali Yuga, the time of the ending of Kali Yuga, golden age, we are choosing to remember the golden age. Golden age is a choice we all must make. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. Brothers and sisters, all is well. Big, massive shifts are going on. I'm feeling shifts within my own vibrational realization that I remember who I am. I am a queen. I choose to remember every day and in every moment. That is my responsibility, to remember that and to choose to remember that. And I choose to remember that. And from that place, you show up as the awakened, ascended, sovereign being. And then in that place, you don't need your twin. You did it. You get to that place where you thought, oh, that's why I need to be with my twin, because to get to this place, and then you're there and you're like, I'm not even bothered anymore. I'm not even bothered. It's so in God's hands. Whatever is the divine will. There's no need, because you have activated those codes of sacred awakening and remembrance. Boom Shankar! Boom Shankar! And then that's it. And then you're there, you're home, you're doing the work, you're stabilizing at that vibration, and then lo and behold, miraculous synchronistic divine sort of process of events occur, and the divine masculine in its infinite number of exquisite forms, but all representing the divine masculine, align and appear within one's field when at that time of queenship, and it's a vibrational, obviously it's a vibrational thing, isn't it? Like because you're remembering, I'm the queen bee, y'all, I'm the queen bee. And the queen bee, when she's remembers that she's the queen bee, then she's like her nectar, and then the divine masculine's like, the queen, we're all going for the queen. Babe, that's what it's like. Oh my God, that's so interesting. That in the beehive, that the queen represents the divine feminine, but all the others represent the divine masculine. And it's like how the divine masculine is its infinite number of forms is magnetized to the divine feminine. Yeah, that's quite a big, massive download. So yeah, massive, huge things going on, brothers and sisters, with the awakening, with the collective awakening template. And obviously it's very, very important for the ones that have been on the path now to really, really step up into their mastery. Yeah. And I just want to also, Spirit would really like me to let you all know that basically I'm having I've been called by Spirit to bring together a retreat in the Sacred Isle of Avalon at the time of the 24th of March to the 26th of March. And there are about 15 spaces available on this retreat, and I'm calling forth, like, this is going to be a very, very absolutely, like, just an exquisite dive into remembrance of the of the glory of one being one who remembers, and realizing and creating a space of, ultimately this retreat is about healing that core space of where we all feel that we don't belong, and the whole program is designed to heal that on a community, because we can do that on our own, but we also need to create groups where we actually where we activate those codes of belonging, of in each other. So that's what it's all about. It's really exciting, brothers and sisters, calling forth the tribe. I know there's about 5, maybe 6 or 7 people that have expressed that they definitely want to have a place. And I'm going to be releasing information about this very, very, very shortly. So please, to all of those that do want to sign up, just, drop me a message, drop me an email is the best. I'll put the link below. But calling forth the tribe for the Avalon retreat. And that actually brings me to the point of, oh my God, what is going on in Avalon? There are huge, massive shifts going on in Avalon, brothers and sisters. And the messages I'm getting is that, like, there has been a bit of a shift on they call Nordal points. There's something like Nordic. I can't remember how to say it, but there's been a shift on these particular points, and it is. Oh my God, I've got it. It's the dragon points. The dragon points. They've shifted. They've shifted, brothers and sisters. And this was totally and utterly connected to the work we did on the solstice transmission, which was the most phenomenal experience of my absolute, up there with on my awakening journey, to actually experience what we all experienced in that transmission was the most almighty blessing. And what we witnessed was the awakening, the stirring and the awakening of the white sleeping dragons at Stonehenge. And they got woken up, and they woke up and they looked at each other, and they had blue eyes, and they were like smiling, and then we met these dragons that had been asleep, waiting for this moment, this activation. And then all of a sudden these dragons awoken, and they then blew this like this, you know, this flame to the 0 point field where the twin souls were already merged. And then they then sent these light language codes via the 0 point field to the very heart of the sun. And then the sun's codes started transforming, and then they emitted all these different highly upgraded like codes. But what I'm being shown is that this is all about the, you know, these dragon lines have shifted, and it is to do with the collective earth ascension energy has awoken. There's been a massive shift, brothers and sisters, and I'm only human, and I'm trying to say, like, there really has been a massive shift, and I know everyone is feeling it, but the dragon lines have shifted, and this is so huge for all of us, particularly what's going on now, really, in all honesty, with the divine masculine predominantly, is there is a very, very strong light that it can no longer be denied, this illusion of like what lies before me. Is it in absolute resonance with my deepest heart knowing? You know, there's been a lot of like, oh, I'll just put up with certain, you know, like ideas of limitation from the divine masculine, and they've been able to get away with it. They've been stretching this, woo. But what's happening now, as Saturn has returned back to Capricorn, there is a zero tolerance to like the bullshit of the illusion, and so there's going to be this like massively huge light being shone on the divine masculine, where they're not living their highest ideals. And this is for all of us as well. Like, we all have that divine masculine energy within us, but I am speaking about a particular branch of the divine masculine genuine twin soul collective that have been rather lost in the matrix and basically totally identified with 3D consciousness reality. You know, that lot. But they are genuine twins, and like, there's all these, you know, their higher selves like, right, we are no longer tolerating it. We're no longer tolerating it. Like, and so yeah, and so I think big shifts are going to go on with the karmic partnerships. This is what I'm being told, and I've been shown this now for over a year, about a timeline of massive vibrational shifts happening with the karmic partners of a lot of the genuine male twins. And yeah, and what I see is that they are actually soul contracted to have very high soul union contracts themselves, and that vibration is now coming in, because being in that field of that Christed union, that absolute genuine union of absolute genuine twins, that's going to raise your vibration exponentially. So your highest counterpart is going to rise up like that night, and that's what's happening. There is an alignment now with for the karmics with their consorts. This is what's going on, brothers and sisters, and it's beautiful. And we all there are going to be shifts. There are massive shifts going on, particularly in 2018 with these karmic relationships. And all of us are sending out, and I often and frequently and deeply and utterly from my heart send out a prayer to all of those relationships that will no longer be able to withstand this out of alignment perception, you know, and this choice where you've given up to believe in your destiny. It's your destiny, don't give up. Do you know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? Yeah, so that's what's going on, and sending big love to all the karmic relationships, all the karmic partnerships, massive love, and giving thanks for this amazing healing portal gateway that this whole solstice energy has brought. And like, yeah, amazing that these dragon lines have moved, and it's all connected to the the shift in the, you know, because Saturn has returned back into Capricorn and all this massive alignment with Pluto. Huge, massive things going on astrologically at the moment, brothers and sisters. And we're all feeling it. And it's really, really, really amazing. It's so good. So it's like really important to use this time to just go, oh, whatever. The other way didn't work. You know, me thinking I'm a victim and like moaning and everything. Like, dude, look where it got me. I'll just try another way. And just make that commitment to, you know, well, for myself, I've made that commitment to just stop thinking whenever I remember to do so. Just stop thinking. And I remember to focus on, like, you know, always counting my blessings. And if ever I get lost into that identification, realising I have a choice and making different choices, because you can choose any choice you want. You have free will. We've all got free will. That's what makes it hard. Got free will, so we're all choosing 3D. We're all going, we've been programmed to choose 3D until you realise, oh, holy shit, I'm a holy divine being. I don't need to be choosing that 3D no more. My God, if I only knew it had been so simple. But it's always a matter of choice. I would have chosen a long time ago. That's why it's a joke. It's just all a joke. Like, there's nothing going to happen. Like, you are the master. You are God. You know, I am God. You are God. Finn is God. The ant is God. My mum is God. The dog is God. Everyone is God, Mother, Father. So yeah, guys, this is it. This is the message. This is the holy direct transmission, and all I'm saying is that Divine Feminine, just remember who you are. You are a sacred, holy, high queen, and no one and nothing is ever going to pop out of 5D consciousness or any other realm to give you your crown. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You have to choose it, and all along it was always there. You were like, what? It's always there, my crown. And God's like, I was always there, my child. Where do you think I put it? But you had to choose it. You had to claim it. Do you know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? It's so easy. Just claim it and be it. And like, you know, and for myself, it's like all that I am is my heart. There is nothing that, like, in who I am and who I've sculpted and, you know, or whatever, whoever that is, it is, yeah, it is that. It's just love. God did make it too easy, and that's an issue. So, Mother, Father, God sent me. They were like, Jen, it's really easy. Someone's got to go and turn them. I'm the messenger. I'm the messenger from Mummy and Daddy. You know, do you get what I'm saying? And that's it. Like, choose your crown. I did. And then everyone's like, thank God, holy Jesus. Oh, someone's remembered. It's all a choice, brothers and sisters, and that's the message for all of us. And I'm gonna like wrap it up around right about here, because I feel that, you know, it's only this message that wants to be said. There's no other message. And like, what about if I play a song? Shall I play a song? Shall I? I've got to play. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Shivaya, Namah. Shivaya, we'll be singing that into the fifth dimension, because we have arrived in the fifth dimension, brothers and sisters, because the fifth dimension is a choice. Are you choosing to remember that you are a multidimensional awakened avatar being, and that it is through the activation of your intention of who you are, that which you choose to focus your almighty God consciousness upon? Like, what are you choosing? I'm choosing 5D. 5D is really cool, because I guess what happens when you choose it, that's how the magic of the universe works. Like, is when you choose it. Like, when you choose it, then it chooses you, man. It chooses you. The 5D chooses you. It's a hoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you choose it, it's like, oh, that's when the fun begins. Because 5D's like, oh, we were there, waiting to play. and you're like, oh, the divine holy consciousness of all that is choosing to focus on that positive frequency vibration. And I'm choosing to remember that I'm a queen. And when I choose that, like, all of that energy goes, ooh, like a magnet. And all the magic and synchronicities and, you know, and everything happens, and like, you know, and you merge with 5D, and you're like, oh no, even that was a choice. Everything's a choice. Oh, guys, I love you all so much, and I know, we've got this. We've got this, tribe. We are good to go. So I guess that is ultimately the divine message of this time of, that is honouring between Christmas and New Year's of 2018, which I'm very excited about. The energies of 2018 are showtime! Showtime for the divine masculine and feminine. Whoop, whoop. It's all happening. Lights, camera, action. Showtime. So, remember who you are. Remember divine feminine. Here you are. You're a queen. You promised him you would remember that you are a queen. And then rejoice in that vibration of remembrance. In your sacred dance, in your sacred union. Massive alignment. Saturn's come home. Home to its sign. And funnily enough, I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, like loads. Because I chose to go into those like wintry depths of challenge, around that kind of earthly manifestation of the highest union. For me, has been a very, very lonely road astrologically with having all that Capricorn. So it's like finally, Saturn has come home, and I'm realising that's why all these massive shifts are going on in my reality right now. And the dragon lines have moved, and it's all connected, brothers and sisters, for all of us. And it's amazing. So that's it. You just choose it. I just choose it. We just choose it. Finn just chooses it. Let's just remind everyone we choose it. Meditate. Ultimately, realise you have a choice. You don't have to go along with this narrative that has had us all hooked. But we're releasing those hooks because we realised that it wasn't actually no freaking hooks. Oh my God, those hooks, they weren't even there. And you're like, oh my God, they weren't even there. They were a construct. And then you're like, boom, boom, flying and free. Awakened to the multi-dimensional avatar being, queen, king that you are. Free of the identification of that programming of limitation and lack. All good. We are the angelic race. We have returned. We are here. Here is our home, certainly for now. And blessings to all of us. Speak a moment about 144,000. Such a sort of like, I don't know. Oh God! Big shout out to the 144 crew. You know who you are, and there's a big, massive contract that we are all embodying. And that's part of all of us, and it is the promise of paradise. It's the promise of paradise. We have returned. We have, the bird tribe, and this is prophecy, brothers and sisters. Not anything about exclusiveness or anything like that, because ultimately we are all. There's no separation. Every single one of us holds the fragment and absoluteness of the 144,000. But the 144,000 represents the perfect template of the Christ humanity consciousness template. That's what the 144,000 is, the original. When the God self split, it split into 144,000 original elements, and that is within all. That is within all, and that is within all of our soul groups. We all have these massive soul monads of like 144 and 144,000, and it's because it's within all of us. This is the sacred geometry of creation, and how the construction of the soul consciousness. But there's no separation, there's no eliteness. There's just mathematics and numerology, and it's just part of the ascension, awakening, knowing, and remembrance. Like to remember about this, and there are in this particular time 144,000 twin soul pairs that have made a soul contract within this time frame, within a particular time frame, to have incarnated at the same time and come into physical union, and to activate that template. Like that is a massive, humongous part of the prophecy of the 144,000, because we are the original twin soul template, aren't we? And so, and I remember I'm one of that. I'm one of those souls that took on a really big, massive duty for my brothers and sisters. I took it and I was like, yeah, all right. You know, and God was like, are you sure, my child? And my twin was like, I'm not up for it. I'm not doing it. And I was like, we're going. We are going. I'm going. Whether you're going or not, I'm going. And then the Divine Masculine's like, I can't be separate from you. I have to go. But she promises. She was like, I promise you, I will remember. I promise you that I will do all the work on my vibration to remember who I am. That I am God's daughter. I am holy. I am royal. I am divine. I am sacred. Of the connected to the Christ and the Yeshua and the Holy Grail. I am that I am. And we all are that. We all are that equal sacredness and divinity. I hope you can all hear me, brothers and sisters. But yeah, it's a big message going out to all of us to, like, you know, this is what 2018 is all about. It's about empowerment and awakening and remembrance. And remembering your responsibility. And it's about remembering the promise that you made to your divine masculine consort, that you would remember who you are. And you would remember how that it was all as simple as a choice. And in that remembrance, you will absolutely, you know, that is your ascension. That's the ascension, basically. Ascension is a choice. It is a choice. It's all a choice. It's choosing to not be identified with that, like, insidious programming that we've all been, like, duped to identify with. You know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? And this all relates to the twin soul, divine, sacred union, because it's all about having made those choices and like doing the work. And the divine feminine has awoken and she has remembered and she's doing the work and she's vibrationally showing up as the queen. And from that place, the divine masculine has no choice but to vibrationally be magnetized. She's the queen bee. She's the queen bee. The queen bee is like, you know, sending off her nectar. And then the divine masculine, he'll be there in an instant once she realizes she's a queen. Once she realised it was always been a choice. But you know, but the queen, she doesn't need the divine masculine. She doesn't need anything. She's the queen. She remembers who she is. She remembers that she is the queen. Oh my golly. You know, and the divine masculine represents all of the bees somehow. Like, you know, but there's only one. There's only one queen, the mother, the lover, the nurturer, the whatever. She's the everything, isn't she? But who is the queen? The queen is, she's the one who's like, I remember who I am. And that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. So when you make those choices, your vibrational divine consort has, like, he cannot but not find you. It is like beyond the laws of the universe that he cannot find you. When you are emanating that nectar of queenness. And then that time you don't even need him. And then even more he's there. And you're like, what? I didn't need you all this time, you know, and then there you are. And it's very beautiful. You're like, oh my God, because then you know, all these, however that your divine masculine journey and Leela is unfolding, it's always a fascination. And it's always, you know, very, very most held highly in God's hands. This you know, this dance of the earthly manifestation of the twin soul, the actual twin soul, and yeah, and also for myself, receiving a very strong message from my divine masculine about, you know, the times when we have been in physical separation and he's been in a relationship with another person, and there's always been for myself a very, very deep kind of feeling of gratitude to that other person for like being there for him and, like, you know, giving him cuddles and looking after him and loving him. You know, I always had this feeling of just thanking God that he wasn't on his own, that he was like, you know, had company and all that. And I just received a message, because there's been this dragon energy shift, and there's shifts going on with the divine masculine energy. And so with that, there's been, you know, few maybe like curveballs are coming in for a few of us. I believe there's a few curveballs coming in of, you know, that we weren't expecting, but it's something that happens when the queen remembers that she's a queen, is that, you know, other you know, sort of timelines, potential timelines pop up into one's field. And it's very exciting on some level when this happens. And the message I got from my own divine beloved was that all he ever wants for me is to be having a good experience of life on the 3D plane. Like that is his prayer, that I don't know. And I guess his prayers have been answered, you know, because I've always had such a powerful relationship with God, that like I don't ever feel like anything was lacking. Anyway, but yeah, so he just brought through this message that like all he wants for me is to feel held and safe and loved, and if that means, you know, being really open to affection and love and connection with other people, that's really, really necessary, and quite possibly happening for a few of us at this time. And you know, and then there's that whole thing of like, on one hand, like not really being open to any other sort of connection with anyone other than your twin, and then suddenly the universe is presenting other sort of energies, and it's, you know, and it's very, very beautiful and very, very indicative of that the lines have shifted, and you know, there's this big massive alignment for many, many, many of us. And it's very, very beautiful times, brothers and sisters, and I hope that we can all get this message from this video, that this is a very positive message, and all is well. I'm going to round it up here. Can you all see my beautiful unicorn? Look at, she's beautiful, isn't she? Her name is Hushala, and she has a divine counterpart, and his name is Charisma. And they are my mystical guides, and they walk this sacred path in Avalon with me, and big massive shifts going on with Avalon as well, brothers and sisters. The ley lines of the earth have shifted, massive things have moved, portals have transformed, and the Avalon portal is being hugely activated right now, and that's why I'm calling forth this gathering of very, very high sacred souls, and whoever's meant to be here will be here for this gathering, for this retreat, brothers and sisters. So I can't wait for whoever really feels the call to come to Avalon at this time, because it really is a phenomenal time to be visiting this sacred light, you know, isle. So yeah, all is well, brothers and sisters. I love you. I see you. I bow to you, recognize you. I have absolute faith in you. All is well. All is well, brothers and sisters. That have been designed to fast track you into full union with your beloved twin flame. Number 1, meet the 5th dimensional aspect of your twin flame. Number 2, meet and merge in the 0 point field with your twin flame. Number 3, the abundance MP3 activation. Number 4, the self-worth MP3 activation. Number 5, the Magdalene and Yeshua Divine Union MP3. Number 6, heal and restore the Atlantis timeline. Number 7, the Violet Waterfall MP3. Number 8, the Inner Child Healing MP3. Number 9, Love Your Physical Body Reprogramming MP3. Number 10, Light Language Dispensation. Number 11, Deep Relaxation MP3. Number 12, Balancing, Giving and Receiving. Number 13, Reviving the Frozen Garden of Your Heart. Number 14, Source Frequency Activation. And number 15, Angelic T-Cell Activation. Thank you so much for watching this video, beloveds. Please like, comment and subscribe. Many, many blessings to you all. Namaste.